You're listening to the Academy Podcast, presenting an innovative curriculum for personal growth. Sit in on exclusive conversations with influential people as they share the secrets that made them the front runners in their industries. Now here are your hosts, Austin and Kagia.
Welcome to the Academy Podcast with Austin and G. Excited for the last episode of the season.
Season 1 is a wrap. Hey, 30, number 30, bro. Number 30. It's been a real pleasure, man. Number 30. We taking it deep, man. What's good?
Yeah, when I was 30, I thought I was grown for real then, man. I was like, man, I ain't even in my 20s no more, yo. You know what I'm saying? When you turned 20, it was like, man, I'm here. But when I was 30, it was like,
yeah.
Yo, I ain't even young no more.
Yeah.
So what's that say about us? What's that say about the podcast, man?
Well, actually, I'm 30 right now, so I'm still young. So the podcast is young and vibrant.
Yeah, young and vibrant yet.
That's right, young and vibrant yet, man. Yo, so 30 episodes. We got a lot to get to today. But first, man, what's on your mind, bro?
Oh, listen, man, I don't come with anything heavy today, man. You know, usually I got something I've been thinking about. But today, man, I'm not even sure. Since we talked,
I got something for you though, G. I got something if you don't. I got something real quick. If you don't, man, just real quick. Like, yo, you talk about 30 episodes. Have you ever gone back to look at some of our first stuff, or like some of our first videos from like when we very first started the streams and to like where we are now? Like, stuff is just kind of it's so different. The evolving, the growing, the fact that we were in two different locations in our own house, and now we got mics and we started a podcast with we had no mics, we ain't had no lighting, we were just doing it, man. But yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I look at the old episodes and I sound like Kevin Hart. I'm like, man, we got to do something about this man's voice.
Hey, for the listeners, man, he wanted Mike to turn his voice down real deep, man. Every night when he gets excited, though, that Kevin Hart comes out real strong, man.
Yo, the mic didn't even work, right? I got this. I spent money on this thing. Like this, the one Kevin Hart used, right? I'm checking everybody. I get the best mic I can find. My voice still messed up. I got to get the mixer so you can turn the little bass up.
Yeah, you were playing with that. We've made some investments, made some mistakes, and made some good strides. But man, listen, today, bro, we got a guru in the spot today this is the Academy Podcast, a curriculum for growth, and we got somebody who is, I ain't gonna front, has taken me, our ministry to the next level, even though he doesn't know it, all the stuff that we do. I'm gonna bring him in, G, somebody who's really just gonna advance us, man. We got our brother in the building. Kirk Nugent is in the house, y'all. Kirk,
what's good, fam? It's so good to be here, man. Yes, Academy Podcast, man. Let me just, if you guys give me 1 second to just affirm you guys, man. In this pandemic, man, a lot of people have been afraid to take that step. And what I'm so excited about with the two of you is that you just dived out there, right? 30 episodes is nothing to slouch on, man. 30 episodes is a phenomenal accomplishment. And I just want to applaud both of you for taking that step. The truth of the matter is, I tell people this all the time. You can't, how do I make my podcast better? How do I make my videos better? How do I make my live streams better? You got to get through the bad ones. There's no way around it. You got to get through the bad ones. So my guy's talking about the microphones. We started without microphones. That's what I be telling folks. Somebody said, what lights do I get? What should I start out with? I'm like, the sun. You know what I'm saying? The sun. That sun will get you right until you can build up, right? Until you can build up some gear. Commensurate with your skill set. See, a lot of folk try to get the gear before they get the skill set to work with the gear, and that's what I love about you guys, man. Academy Podcast. I love this, man. I love this space. I love this platform that you created. I love the atmosphere you've created for folks to just come and poke around and tinker and just play with it, break it, fix it back, do something. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what it's all about. That's
bro, we appreciate you. We thought about nobody better to end off the first season with a bang.
Man.
Hey, listen, G, we talked about a couple podcasts ago. Listen, we've been biting off your stuff, bro. We've been seeing your overlays. We saw your overlays. Like, we got to figure out who did the overlays, man. We got to work on it, man. But we're just glad that you're here. We got a lot to get to. G is, I know, already bubbling over. We got a lot of questions. But let me let all of our listeners know, our viewers know, he is the host and producer of How It All Works. He's on YouTube, man. Talk about you can find him a little bit later on. But you see him, Kirk, just real quick, take a few moments to our listeners and viewers, those that don't know you. Talk about How It All Works, what does it do for the people that join your page, man?
Yo, so I mean, yeah, everybody has this brand positioning statement. I have one too. So let me just get it out there real quick. My name is Kirk Nugent, and I challenge everyday people to think holistically about their relationship to technology and media at home for their families and at work for career success. I am the host and producer of the show How It All Works, and Works is spelled with an E, and that is because we believe that there is a community of tinkerers out there. There's a community of folks who are interested in understanding a little bit more than the surface level, right? There's so many careers and disciplines and skill sets and giftings, I want to say that God has entrusted to us, and I think in this pandemic, he's requiring it of us for his glory and for the spreading of the gospel. And what I want to say to that person out there is, like, he can't use my gift. The number one question that I get asked by youth and young people when I was on a college campus, number one question, they knew I went to Africa and worked for 5 years. They didn't ask me, what the language was like, what the food was like. They didn't ask me if vibranium was real, right? They asked me, how did you become a missionary as an IT guy? How did you become a missionary as an IT guy? And I would respond the same way every time. And that response, I could see it. I could see that realization wash over them and that freedom literally take hold. My response to them was, because I am a minister too, right?
Yeah.
We have this thing where we say, yo, pastors, that's the only person who can be called to ministry.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, God has given you those talents. He didn't give them to you for something else. He gave them to you for this, and he will require it of you. And I think in this pandemic, we got a lot of folk just waking up and being like, yo, I could use mine too. And that's what it's all about. That's what I love. I love about platforms like this, the Academy Podcast. I love about platforms like what I've tried to create with How It All Works, several others that I could name. But that's what I'm trying to do with folks. People who want to peek behind the veil a little bit, people who want to understand a little bit better how something happens, what happens behind the scenes, people who want to see the pieces come together, people who want to understand how it all works. And that's us, howitallworks.com, your boy, youtube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. So check us out. But by all means, man, I just absolutely love this platform and what these two gentlemen are doing. Man, amazing stuff. I applaud you guys today.
Yo, man, we appreciate you. Listen, man, we see the background, we see the aperture, we see the mic, we see the overlay. I mean, yo, G, I mean, what do we want to pick apart first, man? What do we want to?
Let's talk about it, man. Let's break it down. Come on.
What I'm thinking about is, look, I'm kind of, you like my granddaddy, all right, up in here, all right. You my granddaddy because there's some stuff that people got from you that I got from them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I see that light back there somewhere behind you off in the distance, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yes, sir.
Somebody got that from you, and somebody got it from them, and then I got it from them. And so I got mine too. So every once in a while, I'll use the background where I use it, and I'm trying to use them in different ways. And so really kind of the categories we want to talk about, man, is like lighting, like sound.
Yeah, man. Listen.
Presentation.
Listen, the whole thing, it's like a salad. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a recipe. It all comes together, right? I always tell people, I don't really care what you're trying to, what equipment you have, what you're trying to achieve. If you don't have good content, it won't make a difference. So we'll get to that in a second. But I just wanted to lay that out there right at the beginning.
That's good, though.
If you don't have good content, I don't care if you have the best camera. If you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You don't have good content, forget it. But if you have the content, right? And that's what I've been trying to do. I'm going to use one example, and I'm using him because I know I've gotten permission to share his name in the past, and I feel like he'll be okay with this. But Dr. Sidney Freeman, he has this broadcast called Decolonizing the Black Adventist Mind. This brother has content, right?
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Content for days. But then, you know what I'm saying? So he's got the content, and I'm watching this thing. I'm watching him and how he's setting this thing up, and I'm like, man, we gotta shift some things around in his office where he's broadcasting from. We need a little bit better camera. We want to see him clearer, right? And so we were able to work with him, myself and a good friend, Anthony Corns. I know you know Anthony.
Yes, my boy.
Anthony Corns. We did a little session with him, and we were able to really walk him through. He's in Idaho, and Anthony's in Tennessee. I'm here in Alabama, so we were able to jump on a session kind of like this one and chat through some of the things that he's gonna need. Once the equipment came in, we met again with him, got his lights right, got his background lights right. We got him the right lens that gave him that shallow depth of field that blurred out the background a little bit, gave him real clarity on his face. Yeah. And then we got his mic right. He had the mic already, to be clear, but he had it turned the wrong way. So if you just go around your mic and just talk around your mic, you're gonna hear that thing is gonna change as you go around it, and it's sometimes just depending on what type of audio, what type of sound do you want to go for. Yeah. I like to go for, this is why I'm sitting right here on the mic. That's why this is the sound that I like. But if I want that quiet storm, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm telling my age right now, you know what I'm saying? That 90s, you know what I'm saying? The quiet storm, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to come to the sign and be like, yeah, late night.
Hey, G, that's what you need to get out of that.
You got me. Yeah. So you just got to find that right spot on the mic. You have the Shure, is that the Shure SM7B?
Yes.
Sir, that's the mic. That's the one. That's the one. That's the mother of all right there, brother. So I mean, for me, what we're trying to show folks is, and here's the thing with Sydney, he didn't spend a whole lot of money. I want to make sure I say that, but I also want to say he did make an investment. Yeah. You see what I'm saying there?
Right.
He didn't spend a whole lot he was very smart about what he was going to spend his money on, but he did make an investment. I think some of the more major items that he did was he just cleared his room out. Right? He had two dressers behind him. He cleared those out. Put put his degrees up on the wall. Had some trophies off to one side. That didn't cost him anything, but he was intentional about what he wanted to portray on camera. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I want to say this real quick.
Go ahead.
We had Dr. Sidney on the show, and his background, him and Marquise came on. Background was phenomenal. He kind of talked about that before the show, like, yo, man, Kirk and Anthony kind of got me right. And what you said is so critical. One of our listeners and viewers, sometimes it's just as simple as moving some things out of the way. G, I know you're going to say something just now, weren't you?
Yeah, because I want to really just focus in on, because if we got these three categories like background, sound, and light,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
If we got three categories. Let's just go ahead and do the background first, because like there are different shows or different things that we do, and so I don't like sitting down if I'm preaching.
I got you.
I have to get a whole different background for preaching. Yet I cannot fill up my whole house, right?
Yeah.
So like I had the sweetest background in the beginning, man. It was my 3 bookcases behind me. It was full of books. It was in the middle of the dining room next to the kitchen. Yeah. You come in the front door, like I gotta stop when
Boom. Yeah. Yeah, and you have to be realistic. You got to have the house needs to still be functional, right? So,
right. Yeah, so we had, and I was able to get one background for standing up that I really love.
Right.
But it was downstairs in the living room.
Right.
Like, you can't leave this stuff here like all the time. But I love that one. And I was like, man, I got it down. She was like, you ain't got nothing down.
Wow.
Move this stuff upstairs. So I just want to kind of have you kind of critique. I got a background, and so you can critique it for us, because I'm trying to recreate that right there.
I hear you. And
even if you can, is that all right? How's that right there?
No, this is good. It's just that you are too close to the background. Does that make sense? You need a little more depth in order to draw you off. So, okay, one of the so people always wonder, okay, what are these lights that are on the floor shining up behind me? The reason why those lights are critical is because it takes me off of the background. So you got to shine them in a way that literally you'll see a line right over your shoulder going down, because that's where the light you see it on my arm, right? I'm raising the wrong one. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. It literally takes me off of and I'm actually not that far. Look, I'm touching the back wall. I'm not that far off of the background, but it takes me off of the background because those lights are shining up in between me and the background. So I'm just saying, for you might need to come one step off the background and put those lights in between you and the background. And then you want to either you want that picture to be center behind you or skewed completely, like there's white space behind you and then the picture. You get what I'm saying? And you frame up your shot in a way that you can get that. But I think especially for your framing, you know, it's right underneath your chest. That's a good spot for the camera to sit. Now, the only other thing to add here is a lens that's got an f-stop on it that's going to give you that shallow depth of field.
Now I got to give Kirk some shout out. He's made a commitment. He just grabbed the Canon M50.
Oh, that's the
one. Lens. He got the lens coming out. In fact, I'm on it now because I was on Kirk, your Friday night show. What's your Friday night show called, Kirk? Real quick.
see, I wish I could tell you. I mean, we've affectionately called it the cafe, right? The cafe.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, at Andrews University had this thing called Midnight Cafe, Till Midnight Cafe, I should say.
Right.
So we were like, all right, we'll kind of do something like that where you have this. But I honestly don't have a name for it, man. It's like.
It's funny
late night with Kirk or whatever. I don't know.
I was on there Friday night. We connected over the stuff, and we just began to talk. And
I
was able to get my camera in a matter of weeks talking on this guy's show. Just them giving me tips and tools. Your wife was in the chat letting me know what to do.
Oh yeah.
Kagia got the camera coming soon, so I think it's really gonna bless them in a very special way.
It is, and that is gonna be, because what happens when you have that blurred background is that you become the focal point.
Yeah,
because you can't really. You know, the eyes are going to trail sometimes, but that stuff is background. The other thing that I was going to say to you is if you can have something in your background that is unique to you. One of the things I love about Sydney's setup is that, and I even said it in the wrap up video. I was like, you know, some of these other items you can buy, the lights, the lens, you know what I'm saying, the RGBs on the floor. But what you cannot buy is his bachelor's from Oakwood and his master's from Tuskegee,
right,
so and so. So having something that's unique to you, I can't tell you how many times I've come into somebody's session or their meeting or their Zoom or their podcast or their whatever, and we spend like 10-15 minutes talking about folks on the wall. Either they know somebody or they're like, yo, I've never seen anything like that. Yo, what is that? And I'm like, these are pictures of people these are Kirks All Stars. They may not mean anything to any of you, but these are Kirks All Stars, right? And so these are people that I look up to, that I have a relationship with, people that this guy right here, this guy's name is Andile Masuku, somebody that I did a lot of work with when I was in South Africa. He actually works for SABC. He's on TV literally 4 or 5 times a week. The man is a monster. He's a beast. I look up to him. When I talk about media professionals, I look up to him. And so these are people that I have on my wall, and every picture has a story. And so I never lack for content, because I could just look back and be like, oh yeah, this is John Gunn. John Gunn is the producer for the movie Like Dandelion Dust or The Case for Christ. You know, if you heard of either of those, and he just recently did a movie with Jeremy Camp about his story, and he's doing another movie. This is somebody I met through my master's program at Walla Walla University. I'm doing a master's in cinema, religion, and worldview. It's a pastoral master's. I'm just going to put that out there.
Come on, man.
So and all of that information I just shared to you. Why? Because I got the picture on the wall. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
This is Anthony Ray Hinton, spent 30 years in jail for a crime he did not do, right here in Alabama. They made that movie about what's the movie's name, man? Your boy.
Jamie Foxx is in it.
Jamie Foxx is the main character.
Yeah, Just Mercy. Okay,
so Jamie Foxx plays the main character, and Anthony Ray Hinton's character is played by Ice Cube's son. Ice Cube's son. In the movie. O'Shea. His character is played by O'Shea, right? And so his movie is actually coming out. And Oprah supporting that. But I got a picture with him right here. And why do I have that picture with him? Because we had him come to Wallace State Community College and speak to our students there about the penal system in Alabama. And it was just an eye-opening experience. Wallace State is a predominantly white school, right? And so you have this sea of white students in tears as this black man talks about how he was treated in the South, in their state, by their people, and still being treated that way to this day. They did not exonerate him. They just let him out. You get what I'm trying to say? So he got none of the reparations. He got none of. I'm gonna just leave it there. But I'm saying, I can tap into that because it's on my wall.
It's on the wall.
You see what I'm saying? So if I can see my wall in the camera as I'm looking at you, right? So if I ever need an idea, if I'm like, man, what am I going to talk about? Okay, there's a picture over my shoulder where I got an award when I was CIO at Oakwood University, and here's the award right here, right? So I see that picture and I think about the guys, the team members that I worked with, the people who put in late nights, early mornings, that worked their hands raw to the bone, quite literally blood, sweat, and tears for us to be able to continue and do what we did in order to even be considered for that award. And so those types of things give me motivation. So you want to have something in your background that speaks specifically to you. Good. One of the things I always tell folks, I know I'm giving out way too much.
Give it to us, man.
This is no, I'm saying from a different perspective. This is like a full-on coaching session here. But what I'm gonna say is this. I always tell people, if you think that the brand is your content, if you think that the brand is the title of your show, if you think that the brand is the topic that you're dealing with, you're sadly mistaken. Your brand is you.
Yeah.
That's what they're connecting with. They're connecting with you. Your brand is you. So I struggled with the whole idea of, okay, how it all works. Okay, that's going to be the title of the show. But what am I going to name the channel? Should I name it How It All Works? Should I keep it Kirk R. Nugent? So what did I end up doing? Kirk R. Nugent. YouTube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. If you go to howitallworks.com, it actually just forwards you to KirkNugentSpeaks.com/How It All Works. How It All Works is actually not a website because the brand is not How It All Works. You get what I'm saying? The brand is actually.
Absolutely. We made the mistake early on, man. We would have guests on and we have people on that we admire. So we made the mistake of asking them a question and just letting them go.
Yeah.
And they would go for 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
And what we had to come to a realization is that most people that come are coming because they're coming to our house and we're having a guest. So they're not coming just for the guest. They're coming to our house.
Yes.
And so we had to learn how to jump in and say some things.
Yes.
Have some opinions.
Yes.
And not just ask them, all the same questions and just sit there and how wonderful they are and how great their life is. But we were supposed to actually have dialogue.
And the people would tell us that. They would say, you guys are funny. Y'all don't talk enough. You guys got insights. We were just so infatuated because we're bringing our heroes on, Dr. James Doggett, Carlton Bird, guys like that. Oh, yeah. But after a while, as G mentioned, we had to say, you know what, this is our house, and we got to make sure that the brand is still going, is still pushing forward.
And the pretty lady got an episode that she calls Wow. Because she says all we did for the whole episode was just wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, but that's so good though. And see, one of the things that you're saying right now is a critical piece of success as well. I know we're talking about gear, but I just have to share this, is creating that feedback loop. If you don't have a feedback loop built into whatever it is you're doing, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Pastoring, it doesn't matter what it is. You're out here as an entrepreneur. You're out here doing YouTube. You're out here doing a podcast. If you don't have a feedback loop, I'm talking about people you trust, people who have your best interest in mind. You get that feedback loop. They're going to come at you and be like, yo, you really need to think about doing this and this and this. And they're not saying it to cut you down. They're saying it because they want to see you put your best foot forward. And that's where I'm saying for anybody that is looking to branch out and do something, your quirks, your quibbles, the things that make you a little weird, your idiosyncrasies, that's what people want to see, because guaranteed somebody's got the same ones and they're looking for somebody who has that same thing to be on screen. So I can be like, yo, that's my guy because I know his stuff. I tell people I have OCD. You know what I'm saying? That's listen, you should have seen me putting this wall together. I'm like measuring corners. I'm like, oh boy, is that intersection straight? Yeah. I got OCD. And let me tell you, it's a lot of folks who were like, yeah, I got OCD too. I might not, some people, one guy even commented on my video saying, I didn't even know I had OCD until I heard you talking about some of the things you do. And he's just like, yo, that's me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you're building the community around what you guys have going here, the Academy Podcast, I love the name. But you're building that community around what you're doing. You're building a community around you. And so whatever is uniquely you, and this is the thing, people always say, well, how can we infuse God in it? Well, anything you do has God in it, because God is in you. You see what I'm saying? So what do you mean, how do I infuse God in it? It's nothing I'm doing that it doesn't have God in it, right? So I could go on, bro. I mean, there's
so because we had this argument about the beginning of our podcast, because Now, I thought it was cool, but he thought it was corny, and I was trying to tell him.
The word I used was whack, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just trying to tell him, man. I was just trying to tell him. Some people like this, man. This is
what was this
corny
again? Do it again. What was it? He's not gonna do it because
what was the intro? What was the intro?
Do it.
All right. So here it is. I would say, welcome to the Academy. Welcome to the Academy with Austin and G. My name is Kagia Scott. You call me G. And then he was
I'm supposed to come to like,
my name is Austin. You can call me Austin. So he would never hit it, bro, because he didn't like it.
You know what? Let me give you. So let me tell you what you do. Let me tell you what you do. Record it, right? Edit it, bring it into StreamYard, and when you're ready to start the show, hit play. And then once it's done, then you continue on with your show, because it's going to take you a second to get into the headspace, to actually record it the way you want it. And so once you have it recorded the way you want it, then you don't have to keep on trying to get into that same headspace live every show. You just hit the play button. Now that was the first piece I want to say. The second piece I want to say is my wife watches a nails or hair channel on YouTube. I can't even remember the name of it. And she's got ridiculous amount of followers and subscribes. They just bought a house out in Cali. Her husband quit his job. He's now just a full-time video editor on her joint. The intro to her show is him singing, "This is the intro to the," I'm not making a joke. He's singing it just like that. And let me tell you, I think about year 2, she tried to change that joint and her fans went nuts. No, put that joint back. So she had to put that joint back on there. I'm saying this to say, fam, people, as much as we want the lights, the cameras, the action, we want it crispy. We want it, you know what I'm saying? You want it to be clear.
Yeah.
People really enjoy the unpolished. The polished, unpolished. Does that make sense? The polished, unpolished.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Put this one on there, Kirk? So a few weeks ago, we tried the intro like 3 times. I kept messing up the intro, right?
Yeah.
I was in a different place. I was at a hotel or whatever. Man, I was just like, I did an intro, did another intro. So the 3rd time, I was like, I'm doing something different. This time, I was out of town. So my man did the edit. He edited 2 of the mistakes out.
Dude, but I forgot to edit the last mistake.
The last one. So you get, like, on the podcast, you get the last mess up. And we were thinking about, like, pulling the episode, fixing it up, and putting it back out.
Nope.
It's organic, man. Leaving it's organic. And
I mean, that's one of the things, you know, when you talk about pre-recorded and live, that's one of the things that you lose with pre-recorded is that, you know, organic thing that happens when you're live, because you can't go back, right? I mean, it's live. Right. It's like you mess it up. It's like, sorry, fam, you know, I'm trying to get this thing together. And then you fix it right then and there with everybody and you keep moving. That joint's going to be in the recorded episode, right? You know, that's posted live to wherever. But when we do pre-recorded, we try to edit out some of those pieces. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm saying you just
sometimes we should.
Yeah, no, sometimes you should. Sometimes you should. Especially if the camera falls over, you might want to edit that joint out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen live streams where the camera fell over live. And you just had to, pick that mug back up. You gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with it. I felt bad for him. I was like, oh boy, they need to get somebody in there to help them. But at the end of the day, they were live and they delivered what they wanted to deliver to their audience in a way that was authentic to them, right? And that to me, that's the biggest piece. But no, man, I'm a talker, so I always say this to anybody I'm with. I'm like, man, you give me a chance to speak, it's a wrap.
That's my co-host for sure. Yo,
hey Kirk, I think we ever get a room full of preachers, man, it's like hopscotch, man. Everybody trying to
let me get in there.
What's the one with the ropes? Double Dutch.
That's Double Dutch. Yeah.
Trying to get in.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So Kirk, man, you talked a lot about we talked about background, getting the thing right for G, having that right. But let's get into the sound a little bit. We saw earlier, man, G has been trying to figure out how to come in with the podcast with the music. Talk to us about every time we hear you. Not only is it dope sound, but you got dope background music.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if you can give us a little snippet or whatnot, but man, talk to us about the importance of that. What are you using to do some of those things?
So I'm using Ecamm.
Yeah.
I'm using Ecamm, and I'm using an application called Loopback, and I actually have both of these videos. Yeah, they're both on the channel right now.
Loop just dropped.
Loopback just dropped. You're right. Loopback just dropped. So this coming week I'm going to be doing something else. But I've been doing a series called My Live Stream Setup, and so yeah, I use Loopback allows you to create multiple virtual microphones. And those microphones are viewable in every application on your computer. Now, it's Mac based. It's Mac based. Right. I have to always say to folks, it's Mac based. There are some alternatives that are Windows based. And I put a list in the description, I think it is, on that video. But Loopback allows you to create these virtual microphones. And in that virtual microphone, you have a hodgepodge of whatever, right? So you could put Finder in there, right? You could put Google Chrome in there. Wow. You can put Ecamm in there. You could put QuickTime in there. So right now I'm playing this track through Ecamm, and so Ecamm has been added into my microphone. And so what I select when I come into StreamYard is that microphone, that virtual microphone that I created. And so that microphone also has this mic in it, right? The physical mic. So they're just all stacked in there, and I can control the levels of the audio. I can control the levels of the music that's playing. I can control the levels of my microphone to make sure that there's some balance there as well. But yeah, that's the way that I do it. And I'm again, what I always try to say to folks is, tinker with it, play with it. One of the things that I said in the video is, especially for StreamYard, right? StreamYard is a web-based application, which means that you are in Google Chrome. So if you add Google Chrome to your microphone and then go into StreamYard, you have just created a loop. So you got to be careful with that. You see what I'm saying? You got to be careful because so like when I go into Zoom, I can add Google Chrome in to my microphone. But when I'm in, let's say, Google Meet, or if I'm in StreamYard, or if I'm in any of these web-based applications, especially if I'm in Chrome, then if I bring my microphone in, then I'm creating a problem. Now, you go into StreamYard using like something like Safari, not a big deal, because now you can pull up something. But I'll give you one use case, right? So me and my sister's having her birthday. This is early August. We're all on Zoom. I pull up a 3-hour reggae playlist and pipe that in along with my microphone, had it low playing in the background. We just had a blast as if we were sitting at home at my parents' house in St. Pete, Florida, just vibing with one another with my dad's reggae music playing in the background. See, so the whole point is for people to have more meaningful interactions in this online space, especially since the pandemic is here and it's kind of here to stay. So I mean, I've got this thing playing in the background. I'm gonna pause it now.
Yeah,
but
man,
I like that vibe was nice. So I like that vibe though. It was
that's the band at my church. That's the band at the bridge.
That's it.
I listen. Austin likes to bring me in sometimes after him. I like my own thing.
No. Hey, G, you got to sit right. He likes to be introduced so he can come out swinging. That's he likes the Chicago Bulls announcement coming out.
Yo, that joint. I'm telling you, when they played the Last Dance, I heard that thing. I literally had to take a seat. I was like, that took me back.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Coming out hot, man.
Woo. Yeah.
And I would like to be able to bring in guests. Sometimes I make reference to a song, or sometimes it's a certain mood. I'd love to bring in that music like that.
So let me give you another example, right? And again, this is I'm just giving you I'm helping you think a little bit outside of the box. All right. So if you have a different source or whatever, a way to play your music, and you can select it as a microphone, like because you may have like a USB audio interface, but you're not using that for your mic,
right?
So but you're playing music through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's say you have an audio interface that you have connected to your computer, but you're not connected to it with your microphone. Like a Blue Yeti or something like that, because the Yeti plugs direct USB into the machine.
Blue Yeti, baby, right here.
There we go. There we go. And my man, the buttons. You know where those buttons are on that Blue Yeti? That's the sweet spot, right in front of the buttons on that Blue Yeti. That's the sweet spot. So just a FYI, if you're trying to go around it, you're gonna find that sweet spot is right in front of the buttons. But anyway, so if you are, check this out. You're controlling the stream, right? Do this real quick. Go into settings click on settings real quick for me.
Yeah.
Click on settings. All right. So settings comes up and it comes up right to general. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah.
All right. So right now you're seeing in your settings you have a couple of check boxes. One of them says shift videos up and down, something like that, right?
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah. Underneath that, what does it say? Tell me what that other checkbox says.
Audio avatars.
Is it checked?
Yeah, it's checked.
It's checked, right? So I'm gonna turn my video off real quick. You see what happens? You can still hear me, right? Yeah. But I am not. My camera's not on. Okay.
Right.
This is not.
So many times we could have used that.
This is not what I'm trying to show you. Wait for it, G.
Okay.
All right. Wait for it. Now. Okay. I'm gonna. Hold up. Let me pick a different track.
Oh man.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Uncheck that button. Uncheck audio avatars.
Got it.
Is unchecked?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn my camera off. What does it say at the top?
Yeah.
Can you hear me still?
Stream with audio only.
Yo. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear my audio?
Yeah.
Yes.
You see what I'm talking about?
Man, it's right there. It's right there. I've never noticed it. And I hate,
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Kurt, I knew we were going to school today.
Hey, if you want to really bake your noodle, right? In the bottom right corner of the actual program window.
Yeah.
You see that box?
Yeah.
There's a little box there. Click that. It's gonna go full screen.
Yeah, they just added that recently too.
They just added that recently.
Yeah, that joint's hot.
I just found that like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Somebody told me that one.
Okay, here's one last one. I'm gonna tell you this is one last one. This is one last one. I'm literally giving you the 3 items I did in my latest video that I just posted 2 days ago. Go to click on settings real quick. Cam mic. Click on cam mic or settings, either one. Then go to audio. You're gonna see 2 check boxes. One says echo cancellation and one says stereo audio. You see those?
Right.
Stereo audio is a game changer, fam. Stereo audio is a game changer because that's going to give you the full 3D sound that you've been looking for. They just added that literally within the last week. But what you also want to see here, and I know we're not sharing the screen for those who are watching. Maybe we need to share the screen, but for what you want to see here is if you uncheck, all right, right now your echo cancellation thing is checked. Am I correct for both of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Do not uncheck that unless you have on headphones.
That's what I was thinking.
Do not uncheck that unless you have on headphones, right?
Yeah, that's a word.
And you will know. Yes, it's a word, sir. Trust me.
That's a word.
Many a live stream I logged off. I was like, they need to check the box. Check the box back, and I'll come back on. But if you were to you can't even check the stereo audio box unless that echo cancellation is unchecked.
Yeah, right.
They tied the two together. So essentially, it is for people who have professional microphone, who have a little bit up. So basically, you can control your own rig because echo cancellation also has a lot of audio enhancements and stuff on there that they're using. Yeah. But yeah, I just, like I said, I'm just kind of trying to get you to think outside the box a little bit in terms of what's possible, right? Even with the settings of this platform that we're using. Now, I just turn my camera back on and I come right back in, right? Because you have that checkbox unchecked. Now, if you go back and you check that box that says audio avatars, right? Then when I turn off my camera, I stay like this, and I can turn it back on. So I'm saying in terms of audio, one of the things I'm often doing is if I'm gonna produce a show for somebody, and I need to come on screen to just say unmute yourself, sir, because that's literally one of the things I constantly am having to do. Somebody's on screen by themselves and they're talking and they have no idea that they're muted and they're just going for it. Like, and then I just come on screen without having to disturb them, without having my video come on screen. And I just say, please unmute yourself. And I go back off and they'll look around like, oh, snap. And in the voiceover world, we call that VOG. Voice of God.
Voice of God.
Right? That's that airport joint, you know.
Yeah.
That voice just comes
over
up
here, like, what's going on? Yeah.
So they've added that thing in. Now, audio avatars is not intuitive to me, but I just want you to understand what that thing is all about. And if you're looking to, like you said, bring in an audio source, but not have it look like this, right? You bring in an additional audio source, you can actually bring it in and have that checkbox unchecked and have that audio playing into the stream and not affect your own audio. You see what I'm saying?
That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, so look, Kirk, there's back in the day when I first started wearing ties and shirts, like there were some rules, right? I know we break all the rules now, but there used to be rules like you can't wear like a striped tie and a plaid shirt.
Right,
like, you gotta either have a solid tie and a patterned shirt, or a patterned tie and a solid shirt.
Yeah.
So there was some rules. Now I understand we're supposed to have a little flexibility. Right?
Yeah.
Because we're all different. You gotta have your take. I might show a little more of my body when I'm preaching because I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I want more of my body showing. So I might break that rule a little bit of where the line's supposed to be. But are there some hard, fast rules that you always shake your head because some people don't know and they break those rules? Like when you're watching, you don't have to call no names, but when you're watching some things, like what are some things where people are just breaking some rules that, that rule, they break that rule?
Yeah. Let me give you a couple of them, right? And you probably are going to be shaking your head as soon as I say this. Anytime I see somebody with a very bright light source behind them, right? And that's not intentional. Like they've got a window behind them and they look like a ghost. That is a rule you have broken. Do not do that. Okay. Another rule, make sure the camera and you are straight on. Whether you want it to catch your entire torso up, waist up, or just your head, or chest up, shoulders, I don't care. But make sure it's straight on. What you do not want to have is the looking up at you. You don't want that. Yep. You don't want the camera looking up at you. Nobody wants the nostril shot. Yeah, every time I see the nostril shot, I'm like, I'm done. The nostril shot. I can't be bothered with the nostril shot. Stop it. Please stop it.
Jesus, help us.
Another rule, and this might, your listeners will be like, don't have that guy back. But if you have a virtual background, do the tweaks to ensure that your hands are not disappearing. Do the tweaks to ensure that it doesn't look like you're falling into whatever you have behind you, where the seat is falling back. Like I don't want to call no name.
I didn't have enough light, like on the bottom corner.
He's moving his hand, and the background is shifting.
Austin was like, he sent me a text like during the show, like you got to stop moving. Like, so I had to do the rest of the podcast. I've been moving around. I had to do the rest of it. I was like,
he was looking like a shapeshifter. I was like, you got to chill, man.
Every time I did like this, like it was distorted down there. Like I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I believe do your tweaks. Here's another thing, and this may not be this. Of course, you're not gonna see this on the broadcast, but you will see the evidence of it. Go do a dry run, fam. Like me and my crew, me and my guys at the bridge here in Huntsville, we do a dry run like every Friday night. And it's to the point now where members are like, how we get into the group where you guys do the dry run? Because we want to see, because we clown and we have a great time. In fact, we've taken clips from our practice on Friday nights and actually sent them out to folks. Folks are like, this is gold. Because we go to town. But what I'm saying is we test out the audio. We test out the lighting. We want to see what it looks like on screen. We want to get feedback. So we have a test group that we created on Facebook. It's private. It does not have a boatload of folk in there. It's a handful of people.
That's gold right there for those who are
feedback
loop.
That feedback loop.
That feedback room is gold.
So then we go live on a Friday night, and then we have our feedback folks, and they'll be commenting like, yo, I don't like the tree right there. You know what I'm saying? Or the light is not hitting the tree right. Adjust it, and you're like, okay, cool. Hey, we're not hearing the vocalist. The band is a little too high, and we need to reset the levels. All that stuff we do on Friday night. So when we come out swinging on Sabbath, we're not asking if it sound right. You know what I'm saying? We all in there geek like we getting it today. You know what I'm saying? So do that prep work. That prep work shows, fam. I know that that's not something you could literally physically see, but when you see somebody still adjusting and tweaking stuff on camera, like, you could tell, okay, some prep work wasn't really done.
When the volume is not right, like if me and Austin have a good volume or a higher volume than the other person, like the hours that it takes.
Yeah, bro.
Because for Apple and Spotify, that their volume's too low.
So this is another piece of that same story I was just saying a second ago, in terms of you click on cam mic and go to settings, right? Or go to audio, I should say. That echo cancellation joint. If you check that box and you have headphones, now you have full control over your audio. And then what people don't know is it's not just that you have control over your audio, you have a much more natural interaction. So I'm gonna give you an example. So like right now we don't have that thing checked. Am I correct? Because you guys don't have on headphones. Right. So when I speak and when Austin speaks, if we speak at the same time, go ahead. Speak. Sometimes it's there's one is stepping on the other. So you can't hear it because I have it unchecked. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when me and you speak, go ahead and speak again. Hey. Everybody's hearing both of us. Now, you guys both speak at the same time.
It don't work.
It don't work. That's crazy. It don't work because one echo cancellation is stepping on the other echo cancellation. So what echo cancellation does, it drowns out anything else so that your volume can be heard. So when you turn that off, now you have a much more natural interaction. How we would normally speak together, you know how we always, I'm not going to wait till you finish. I'm going to cut in, right? That natural interaction. Yeah.
Sometimes G wants to cut in on somebody. And it's funny because I always tell him, he'll cut on somebody. He can't jump in because we can't hear him. And so that point will be over. We're 30 minutes in. He's like, I'm going back to my point.
I'm going back to it.
Well, Austin has learned to watch me because I'm I'm trying to get in. But I won't say nothing.
Yo, but that's and especially for people of color, right? It's not just black folk, but Hispanic folk especially. I did a broadcast for a Spanish crew, and that's how they do. They don't wait for people to finish. They right in there. I don't know what they're saying, but they step on one another's toes. So for them to have a natural interaction, they need to have headphones on, and it don't have to be the big dome joints, right? I just like good sound. But you can have the little wire joints or whatever it is, but it's going to enable you to check that box. And when you check that box.
For those listening, because I know the creators who are on, are my AirPods okay to use for this feature here?
This is where, so the answer is yes.
Okay.
And I've done productions with folks who have, with guests on screen who are doing the AirPod thing. But this is where preparation comes in. I am going to ask you this question. If I'm running the show, I'm the broadcast engineer behind the scenes running the show, I'm going to ask you, oh, you're using AirPods? Yes. When was the last time you charged them? Oh, I'm not sure. I say, well, fam, go and get you some wired. Go get them wired right now because I don't want to hear it. If you only way I'm trusting them is like, nope, I just took them off the charge. Okay, then we're good to go because maybe we have an hour or so long stream. You need to be able to be certain that those AirPods, because if they die, you will mess up the entire audio for the stream. Yes, you will.
That's critical.
Yes, you will. Yeah. You will. You'll hear. No, we ain't doing that. Because it's gonna shift. It's gonna automatically go back to the speakers on your computer, and you have that box checked, unchecked, I should say, for the audio echo cancellation, right? So you have that box unchecked. It's going to go back to the audio on your computer. And what you've done is you created a loop. So the speakers on your laptop are playing into your microphone and coming back out of the laptop. And that's what you're hearing. That's what it is. You created the loop. So.
Yo. I'm blown right now.
I'm blown. Austin, I told Austin even yesterday, so that's one of the questions I had. Because I'm listening to, SNR radio, and these guys are talking all over each other, and I'm jealous. I'm like, man, how are they able to do it? I mean, they have on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They gonna have on headphones.
I'm so hesitant to put them on too.
Nah, man. You'll be fine. Put on them headphones. You'll be fine.
Yo, one thing I want to say for all of our viewers, even those who are listening, and I'll make sure when this podcast drops, in the description. Kirk is also on Kit.
Yes,
he's got a lot of his material. In fact, like I said, I go on Kit and I see what he's got, and the lights that he's gotten.
Yes, sir.
Lights from Anthony, all that kind of stuff. I'll just kind of pick and choose what I can. And listen, man, I'm telling you, Kit, KIT. And I'll make sure I drop his. I'll admit it. He's a favorite on my laptop. Making sure what does Kirk have so that I can see if I grab him.
Yo, I literally just got this in yesterday. I haven't even put it on the kit yet, and I am in love. So I'm definitely gonna I'm doing some more voiceovers these days. So I was like, I need to level up my sound. So went ahead and got this microphone. This is not the Shure, you know what I'm saying? That Shure is that's the one, but this is the M Audio, and it came with a sound board that I can control my stuff. I can actually control the level of you guys and my mic in my headphones with this board. And I can that's the kind of granularity you want to be able to have. If you're gonna uncheck that box, right, the echo cancellation box, you want to know you have full control over how your mic sounds. So, I mean, I can turn my mic up, I can turn it down, I can turn it up, I can turn it down, I can turn it up, I can turn it down. I can level it off a little bit. And then, you know, you can actually set your sound for some of the audio that you're playing into the stream as well. So, but yeah, what Austin said, that's the one, man. kit.co/Kirk R. Nugent. Basically Kirk R. Nugent everywhere, right? So Kirk R. Nugent, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on kit.co. That's me, Kirk R. Nugent. There's a guy out there that has my name, Kirk Nugent. He's Jamaican too, and he's a public speaker. So if you ever don't put that R in the middle, you're gonna get him. And he's a good guy. It's just not me. So Kirk R. Nugent on everything. Appreciate it. Hey man, I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me now? I gotta do this, man. I gotta show Kirk some love real quick.
Please do.
I watched one of his overlays on his YouTube. He just talked about it. I want to make sure that people go to his YouTube page. The how-tos are critical. Yes. Listen, man, we were able to make some of these overlays here.
Oh, killer!
Yo,
you did that from the video?
Yo, from the video, Kirk. Yes, you guys go to his YouTube page. I promise you. Myself went to Canva. We went to Canva, got a subscription. Yo, so now wherever I go, I also have this right on for my Ecamm too. So wherever I go, I got it right here. But of course, not only that, man. We kind of play with it, Kirk, a little bit, man. We got some other dope overlays.
I love it, bro.
Yeah, man. So we're trying to be different, trying to be cool with it, man. So we're gonna keep it going, man.
Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. That just made my entire week, right?
Yo, that's it right there.
Wow,
I'm a
bro.
believer.
That's fire, man. That is fire.
Listen, I'll be honest. I had Kirk on one side of my screen. I'm on the other on camera. Okay, now what did he do?
Yo,
how did he get this right?
I went step by step for that video. The editing on it took a long time. I will say that the editing took a while, but I'm glad. I'm so man. That is worth it, man.
Curry, let the people know that we don't just put this stuff out here. Like there's some editing, there's some work after this.
Shout out to the editors, the people who after they record, then they gotta edit. Like ourselves, G loves to do it. Kirk, I know you do.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So shout out to those who don't get the shout out. We see people on screen, but we don't shout out the editors enough. The sound techs, people who put the stuff on the overlay work. Listen, I made one overlay, and I'm like, I'm the greatest guy of all time. Like, but you know what I'm saying? There's so much more that you can do, and just shout out to those guys, man, for getting it done.
Hey man, I am so impressed with what I'm seeing, bro. Like I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. That overlay, that lower third, that is fire, bro.
One more time, everybody, head over to Kirk Nugent's YouTube page. You can figure out how to do this on Canva. I'm telling you right now, man. All of our stuff, man, is just the stuff that we've made from here. I'll drop again. This is for our page that we do for our worship service, man. So shout out to Kyle Crawford. I know you, Kirk, you know Kyle Crawford.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kyle put me on too, man. So we just give a big shout out, man. Yo, G, anything else you got for Kirk, man? So much my mind's been blown, bro. Like,
I just want to make. Hey, this is the last episode. This is a great last episode. All right,
yeah, man.
I just want everybody to look. Don't start where you are, but watch other people. Call them. Look, I saw somebody doing something. I was like, man. What's this guy's number? I had to look him up on Facebook, find his number, message him, call him. Listen, I like that. How did you do that? You know, but get started, man, and and watch people like Kirk, man, so you can get some bells and whistles on it.
That's it.
But I like what you said, Kirk, though. You got to have content.
You got to have content.
But once you got content, hey, just look around.
Yeah. Listen, all the rest of it is bells and whistles. All the rest of it is icing on top. But the substance, man, the substance is your content. That's what, and the more real you can be, you know what I'm saying, the more effective I found it to be. And then here's the other piece, all right? So here's the other piece, all right? Last thing, I'm done, all right?
Yeah.
Here's the other piece is when you learn something, right, turn around and teach somebody else.
Absolutely.
Turn around and teach somebody else. And then you become the expert. And so, like, for me, I just can't even, like, words cannot describe what it is like to see that lower third on screen. It's just like, wow, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's powerful. That's powerful, man.
That's it, man. We want to say thank you, man, for elevating our work stuff. Because guys be talking to us like, yo, how'd you make that jump? Like, yo, this is the link. Go figure out. Go to his page.
That's why I called you Granddaddy.
That's it, man. That's it.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad.
One more time, Kirk, put you on screen, man. Tell the people just real quick how what your main pages, whether it's Instagram, Twitter. We see it right here. Just give us a spiel one more time.
Listen,
man, how do we do it?
Listen. It's Kirk R. Nugent, right? Kirk R. Nugent on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Kirk R. Nugent on everything. HowItAllWorks.com is the site. YouTube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. That's the channel. And that's what we're trying to grow. We're on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's the first goal. And we're well on our way. We're well on our way. Almost about to hit 700 right now. So the next thing we want to do is get our watch hours up. So watch hours. That means we need people to consume the content. It means we need you to watch it. Watch. That's going to help us to get into the monetization phase of the channel. And that's where we're trying to get to. Right. And those are some of the goals that we have and some of the things that we want to put out there. But we want to make sure that we're adding value. Every Monday at 5:30, we have a show where we have a live panel of experts in their field. This month, we're doing home technology. So this past Monday, we had 2 system engineers and a cybersecurity expert on the channel. And we weren't talking anything huge. We were talking about how can we use this stuff at home? How do you pause the Wi-Fi? Where do you need to put the access points in the house to get the best? You see what I'm saying? We had another guy on there who was giving us some security tips. How do you ensure that your young eyes, your children, are not able to search and find adult content online at home? This is critical. We got to take care of these things. We got to put these things in place. Don't think of it as this large, hugely technical thing. You need these kinds of items. So that's what we talked about this past Monday. This coming Monday, we're talking about kids technology. We're going to be talking about robotics. We're going to be talking about educational technology, stuff that you can do with your kids at home, websites that have resources, Khan Academy, all these different places. You're going to want to come check us out. We got Farron George. We've got Nicole Smith. And we're going to have Richard Harden on the channel with us this coming Monday. How It All Works, 5:30 Central Standard Time, 6:30 in the East, 3:30 in the West. Come check us out, howitallworks.com, youtube.com/Kirk R. Nugent. Yep.
Yo, Kirk, man, we appreciate it, bro.
Hey, I appreciate. Hey, listen, this was our 30th episode. You wrapped this whole season up for us, man. We appreciate you, Doc. I'm looking behind you, and I see our first episode like right off behind your earlobe, Doc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ET's coming in for us, man, for our first episode of next season.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah,
right.
Man, but we this was a good way to end this thing, man. We appreciate you. Look, thanks, Granddaddy.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Yo, everybody who's listening, who's watching, season 2's coming soon. Make sure you hit us up on our YouTube, our Facebook, Spotify, and iTunes. You can catch us on those things. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. What you've heard today is golden, literally. So make sure you share with somebody else. And we can't wait to see you guys be a part of the Academy Podcast next time. Everybody take care. Peace.
You've been listening to the Academy Podcast with Austin and G. Hit the subscribe button and come again. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and of course, Facebook. Oh yeah, and if you know someone who could use the information you just gained, take a minute to share. Much love from the AP. Peace.